Okay, good. Right. Last week we have see the portal model, like there will be 5 points as are there. It's like this. Again, I would like to mention it in this session. Here we are learning about some kind of strategies and all and this. But again and again we are merging with the information system, how the information system work with the business, right? This what we're gonna looking at it. And always we are just focusing on the mainly, like we are focusing on the information, that information is going to the system. Okay, some kind of a technology we are using to the business, right? That technology will be adding, like we are giving the input, right? That input is bringing up the informations. Okay, the data is giving the informations. So today's lessons we're going to start from the strategized formulated by the information system. And you can see this is a competitive world, the business, right? uh, the business always having the competitive, the business people's always thinking different strategies to come up with their fulfill, or maybe like their to success or sustain in this competitive market. Therefore we are taking like few strategies over here, right? So there are a few strategies that organization can adapt with the help information system, namely uh, low leadership strategy, product different strategy, focus on niche market strategy, and the strengthening customer and supply intimation strategy. Let's look at each and everything. What is the difference between these? Okay. So, as I said earlier, like each and every organization's always looking at the competitive world, and they are just changing their strategies, whether they can, uh, you know, um, compete. At the same time, they can sustain in the market. So the first one is they have mentioned it like the low cost strategy. You can see the different, the same product, right? For an example, you can see like Putlam we do a CMA, Colombo they do a CMA or something, right? Even like the same product they're producing or maybe provide to the market in different companies, but when you even in a same quality, in the same quality, so one company has given a low price than the other. Okay, so this is we call a low cost leadership strategy. Hope you all got it. So once again, I would like to mention it that low cost strategy, low cost leadership strategy. Okay, which mean is the product or service is at the lowest possible price than the competitors, right? So let's say we'll take in a few companies. The few companies are giving their product or the service that those companies that organizations, um, uh, they had a own pricing system. But when you see one company has given the lowest price than the other uh, competitors, right? So which is we call as a low cost leadership strategies. This could done by the reducing the operation cost much as possible. It depends on the organizations. It's like this: they may be giving the higher operations and they are giving the low price. But obviously, like let's say if you're going to be giving the low cost, then they have to find out the operation cost which is in the low. Then only they could make the profit and they can sustain with the market, right? So the information systems are enables organizers to reduce their cost by providing namely information various activities as supply, manufacture, and distributions and process, which increase efficiency of the operation as well as the productivity of the workforce. For an example, information systems of the retailer who has adopted the low cost leadership strategy would contain several modules such as merchandise management, warehouse management, and auto replacements, and ensure timely deliver the goods to the market, avoiding the stock out of situations. Hope you all got it right now. So they have to they have to look out of the operation cost whether they can give to the lower cost that product or service. If they are not giving the low, like if they are not reduce their operation cost, then they might be go with a unprofitable business, like they don't get any profit, so they won't sustain the market. So this is we call as a low cost leadership strategy. And the second one, which is we're going to see the different, that means the product differentiation strategy. The product differentiation strategy, like in a competitive market, one organization has given one product, and we are not providing the same product like the competitors. We are going to provide the different product than the competitors, right? So let's say the person who producing a powder, the powder in the sense like milk powder, and the other company has giving the as like a milk, right? So which is like you could say the alternative product even, but it should be a very different one. Let's say even like service sectors, like CM, we do so this two producing the product, a different product from the company. Service the key enabling as and service difficult to copy, or at least taking a long time copy. Amazon on click shopping, Apple iPod, you can see that. So the Amazon one click shopping, like the Amazon, which is lots of suppliers are there, lots of suppliers are there. But when you come to the Apple, which is kind of a one person, one supplier there to the customers. Okay, so you say like two different things in IT based products. Say the Amazon, they can find out the lots of products, right? They can purchase it through the what do you call the product services mostly. When come to that Apple, they could download the software, whatever the softwares which is supported to the Apple phones, right? Or they can what do you say, like purchase the musics, right? So two different products are there, so they can sustain with the market. Okay, and let's say the other one is like focusing on niche market. Niche market in the sense like when you compare to the competitors, we we got the market that every customer says this is the place that we can get this product, not none other than the other places. So most of the customers we attract through that product, right? So that's we call a niche market. Okay, and let's say the more detail in that terms they have given it. So a niche market means small specialized market for the specific, right? So we are just focusing on the specific product than the other competitors. Okay, so specific product or services. So information systems enable the organization to identify the focus on niche market for their product and services based on the data collections, right? So for an example, we said like Apple, that they have created a niche market, isn't it? So they they have created their own product and they have created their own market. So if they want it, they have to go and buy the Apple phone. If you have an Apple phone, you have to go to the Apple store. But when you go to the Android, there are different the people have set up with that. So the Android has a Samsung, or maybe like any Android phone what do you say, different service providers, they might be using the Android. But here the Apple is only one market, so they have to create it according to the Apple phone. Okay, so which is a niche market, and specifically, right? So we'll go in detail. Uh, the information system enables the organization to identify the focused a niche market for their products and service based on the data collections, custom buying the patterns and the demands. The focusing on a niche market enables to adapt their course leadership or differentiate strategy for the particular niche and again gain loyalty of the customers. For an example, PepsiCo is following the focus strategy in 1990 become one of the large consumer packaged goods company. Like in a niche market, it's very good, important points that we have to get the customer loyalty. If we lose your customer loyalty, even like if you are giving a specific product, if you lose the customer loyalty, we won't be sustained with the market. So the first one is low cost product, low cost leadership, and the second one is the product differentiation leadership, and the third one we have focusing on the niche markets. So it's coming up the strategy. The second part, the last part is like strength customers and supplier initiation strategy. This means the customers and the suppliers has a good relationship between each other, right? So if the good relationship have a both parties, then the customers will go with the suppliers will be produce the product according to the customer demands as well. So let's look at it. It always important for the firm to have a positive relationship with the customer and the supplier sustainability. When a firm having a positive relationship with the suppliers to get the more opportunity to engage in the firm's business process through the effective communication as well as feedbacks. When you get a good feedback from the customers, and your business will gain it from that market, right? It could be very competitive, but at the same time, if the customers has a good relationship with the particular suppliers, then all the suppliers or all the organization be in a sustainability in a market, right? This gives a sense of belonging to the suppliers towards organizations, making them more committed to make sure the organization sustains for a long. As I said, like if you are satisfied with the customers, and will be sustained for the long period, right? If you're having a bad comments on it, and then we'll be losing the market, and we'll be get along from we won't be stable on the market for a long time. Okay, so on the other hand, the positive relationship, which is customer, enables firms to have a loyal pool of customers who can be retained the firms longer than and spread the good word of mouth regarding its product or service, lending and attract more new customers. Yes, of course, right? If you say for an example, if you are not getting good comments, as I said, like the good comment in the sense, like if you satisfy the customers, right, and the customer will give you a new customer to you, right? It's like this. So for an example, like us, the Helen City campus has been grown up through the word of mouth, right? How? we just giving like specifically we are trying to or maybe like mostly we trying to focusing on satisfy the our students. That students will be bringing more students because like they would say like this is a good, this is the people like we are behaving like this and we are they giving a good service for us like that. So even for the product also you would say like you are recommending each and every customer has a specific taste, right? So according to their taste, let's say when the customer has satisfied with that product or that services, so that service or maybe the product will be like recommended by the another customer, and their friends or maybe family, they will attach to the same product or the services. So which is we say like customer relationship supply, right? So always we have to the what's it fight for the customer. You will know some kind of specific, right? So when you go down, like there will be a feedback. Some some are recommending, some are not, something else. So according to their recommendations, right, we'll be purchasing the product or maybe the services. Okay, so these are the four things that like the what do you say, the strategies to to sustain with the market. So now we are moving into the impact of the internet competitive advantages. This is normally you can see here. Nowadays, like mostly the people are thinking about the internet services, isn't it? Now we are in the lockdown period. Like most of the people are trying to use the internet to get their specific services. Maybe like let's say if you just want to purchasing a essential product, so then mostly you can't move or maybe you can't go out from home, so you have to stay at home and purchasing the product. So particular organization has developed their own system to giving the services. So now that is the situation they may be using, they forced to do, but in the market it won't be like that. Sometimes having a problem, sometimes they're not, but when they are going to using the internet, there will always be the market. For an example, now you can see the customer base could be cheap. Let's say for like online learning system, think about an online learning system. The person who do it physically, the person who do it everything is physically. So uh, like let's say 50 people will become for that classes that will be there, right? So only 50 people have will be attract according to the time period. But that's true. In Sri Lanka, so we'll be develop the courses or maybe we'll be giving kind of services according to Sri Lankan students. So any part of from Sri Lanka, the person who can connect with it. So the customer will be keep changing. So you can see that in competitive, like when you come to the internet as well, there's a competitive. So different people are going to be different strategies, like they may having a different level, VLE, that means more business to the organizations when they are using kind of an internet. Even for an example, if they just want to view their information, basically the people, using websites, if they want to see a Heron City Campus information, they're just going to view the information. If the person who doesn't have a website, they even like he, let's say the midnight, so if they doesn't have that website, if she's really interesting on that part, she can't go call back to the particular institutes and getting information. But the same in the institutes or the organization, if they have a website, everyone can see that informations and they will be more attractive, or maybe they will go for that particular institution or maybe the organization. Okay, so let's see how they are going to explain on this paragraph. So the traditional competitive force are still work at the event in the internet era. However, with the pursuit of use of the internet, the impact of those traditional force become more intense, as I said earlier, right? So the traditional force means like traditional business model means like they are not using kind of an internet. They just try to having kind of limited services, right? So let's say when the tradition they're forced to using an internet, how become the what do you say, how they are improve their business when they're using the internet, right? So for example, as an information is available to most everyone having an internet access, the bargaining power of the customer has increased as they can find out the low cost providers on the internet. Obviously, yes. Now it's competitive, right? As I said, competitive things. Let's say but the quality should be same, or maybe up and down, right? But the customer always go with the low customer can search the particular product in a lower cost, so the customer has a bargaining power to purchase that. So at the same time, if you see some kind of let's a product like 100 rupees, another one having a same product will be 70, simply they can search it. Okay, so see how this impact impacting to the customer too, right? So for an example, the traditional travel agencies have the large effective due to the availability of substitutes over the internet, but many new innovative markets are such as social media, online and cloud product having emerged, giving rise thousands new product yes. Let's think about it. You can see that travel agencies maybe 10 years before, yeah, let's say if you just want to go to India or maybe other countries, you have to go there to the travel agencies, you have to book a ticket and they will give up prices or something like that, but you don't need to do like that. So it's the same price or maybe lower price than the agencies. You just go to the particular service Sri Lankan Airlines, you can just book, right? And no need to travel, or maybe no need to have a hard print, or maybe just they're going to send an e-ticket for you, right? So using that you can go you can travel. See, so if let's say if you don't have any agencies in Chilla or maybe Putlam, so what you have to do, you have to go to Colombo to purchasing that ticket. So after using this internet or maybe that particular system comes, see the customer base also change. At the same time they can just compare, even they can compare the time where the lowest price you can reach it. So according to that customer decision, they will just go with that the services. See, so this is how the transforming the industry after using the internet in a proper manner. Okay, so yeah, so hope you all understand about, like, what I'm talking about here. If you don't have any, if you have any doubts, please message me or just ask me, right? Right. So the business value change model, simply, like, we have learned about the portal model, right? The business change value model will, wherever we are struggling somewhere else, it's help us to, improve our services by using the systems, right? The information system. Sometimes you are struggling to, maybe, like, for that in a time frame, or maybe data, you may struggle to, focusing on the business. But at the same time, when you think about the business change value model, so the change value model will give you a good idea where you should start, and where you are lacking on it. So from that, you have to use the information system. You just inversing on it. Through that, you can improve your business, like that. So let's see what is the change value model. While the portal model helps identify the competitive force in suggesting the generic business strategies for the competitive advantages, the business value change model helps to very specific on an action to be taken and being competitive when following a particular strategies, right? As I said earlier. Okay, so wherever you are struggling, that the business change value model will be help us, right? Like, we have learned about all the five, the portal model, that portal model where we have to apply, right? So for example, it tells firms where to start if the low cost leadership strategy was selected, as it highlights specific activities of firm where information systems are mostly like to have this strategic impact. See, so you can see, like, there are there are a lot of activities are there, right? So in a business, so they may be having that activities, right? So using that value change model, so they may be think about where I need to apply the particular strategies. Okay, so the value change model views an organizations as a series of activities, each of which adds margin value to the product or the service produced. Thus, this model enables to identify the critical leverage points to apply the information technology effectively to enhance the strategy portions of a given organization. These activities could be classified the primary activities and supportive activities. As I said, like, in a business in a business process, we have the set of activities, right? So that business will come up with this business value change model. So we are categorized into two activities, which is one is the primary activities, another one is the support activities. Let's see the primary activities, like it's directly to it's directly related to the product or the services, right? So let's see what are the primary activities are. So these activities are directly related to the productions and the distributions of the goods or service of a firm, right? So these activities include supply a raw material, so inbound logistic, right? So if you just want to produce the product, so you should need a raw materials, right? So these activities include a supply of a raw materials, inbound, we call as an inbound logistic, and the conversion of the raw material and the other inputs to the end product, a service, which is we call as an operation. Storage and distribution of the end product service we call as the outbound logistic. So you can say the raw material, which is like an inbound logistic, that end product should have to have a kind of a product service, so which is we call as the operations. And that when you're having a storage distribution something to the product or service, we call as the outbound logistic. So sales and marketing and the after sales service activities could be arranged as a chains of activity respect, right? So the primary activities we are having a three set of things like inbound logistic, operation, and the outbound logistic, right? So let's see the other part, that supportive activities. You can see, like, we should have to have a kind of a resources for this, right? So that resource we're going to be training, hiring, like the maintenance or the administrations, we call as the supportive activities, right? So let's see, the supportive activities helps the deliver of the primary activities. So as I said, if you just want to do kind of a primary activities, we need a supportive activities to produce the end product, right? Also the service. So primary activities through the organization's infrastructure, right? You need a building, or maybe you need a kind of a set of instrument, so we call as a administrations, infrastructure, administration, and the maintenance, right? So employee recruiting, if you really need it for, if you want to produce the product or service, you need an employee, so you need to recruit the people. And hiring and training, you should give that you say, like, give a training to the employee, right? And improving the production process, like, yeah. So the technology, let's say, so as I said, like, you have to do all the process. So that process, that information you're going to serve somewhere else, right? Normally what they do, just writing on the paper. So rather than the writing on the paper, it's better to go with the technology, as well as the purchasing and inputs to the production process, procurement, right? So the arrangement of the support activities with respect to the primary activities also respect on the, it shows on the figure 2.1. So this is the firm value change, right? So you can see here set of which is from the first things, like we say support you, and the inbound operation, which is the primary activities, which is both come up with that, like, it will come a firm value change. Okay, so hopefully it's more clear to you all. Any questions up to now? Right. So from using this, like, several systems, maybe the company might think about what are the things that we have to focusing on, or what kind of system that they might be using to improve their services. So a firm can get a numerous support from the value change model to be competitive. For an example, looking at these activities, firm can think how to apply information system, implement choosing competitive strategy by critical examining how the value adding activities are performed, and how the business process could be improved, as I told you, right? So while you're doing the business only, or maybe like when you're struggling to do the business better, we may be using kind of a particular system. So what will be the system they're going to be using it? The two common use information systems are critical supply chains activities are, right? There are two major information systems are there to they may be using for the business, right? The one is that customer relations management system, and another one is supply chain management system, simply we call as CRM and SCM, right? So one side is like, the customer, how they're going to handle the customers, and how they are going to handle the suppliers, right? So for more value change model helps to the benchmark their business process with the industry best practice in terms of efficiency and effectiveness, right? So yeah, so now you can understand, like, how the business change model, value change model will be help us to develop our business. And the other part we can have the value web model, right? External the value exchange, as a, like, now somehow they may be using kind of a system, but the system is going to be in the using a web model. That means, like, they may be using in a cloud services, right? So when they're going to have the cloud services, they even more and more, like we have learned about the internet things, right? So that internet thing is going to apply to the
most of the business or the organizations. So let's see what is it. The value web model is an extension of the value change model. So we have learned about the value change model. That value change is going to add with a web model, right? In turn, the modern digital economy forms the build up the industry level partnership with the other firms to work on one unit to deliver value add good and the service to the customer, right? So we have the product. That product is going to deliver in the worldwide or maybe like particular regions, right? But we don't know how to reach the market. So only one thing is there. So we have to, using like web model to reach the market. So that information systems and technology play the key strategic role here as an enabler for the such a partnership electronically, right? So for an example, Amazon.com regards the system too, right? See, now when you come to the Amazon, or maybe like this is an example of Amazon, and the other one is like kind of an eBay. There is Alibaba. Lots of e-commerce are there, or e-commerce websites are there, right? So what we'll be doing, like what are the benefit of using that kind of a system? It's make it for the suppliers to display the good and open store in the Amazon sites, right? So I have the product. I'm displaying my product to that particular system or maybe that website, simply like we call it Amazon, so that I'm the supplier. So several buyers will be there. There several customers are there to purchase that product. So make it easy to customers pay for a good. So they just can they might be using a debit card or maybe credit card to pay for the goods, and to purchase the to get the benefit from through the Amazon or maybe like particular system. So coordinating the shipments of goods to the customers, right? So that Amazon, what they do, like, okay, they just got the payment, so they pay us and they will give the details to ship to the customer and track of shipment, so the customer can track the shipment where let's say if the product they have purchasing from the UK or maybe like in the US or some other countries, like until he reach the customer reach the products, the customer can track the shipment where the products up to now. Okay, so see how like the value model, the value web model, right? How it's helping to the or maybe like extend to the value change model. Okay, such a partnership enables the firm collectively develop develop the industry standards of electronic business transactions and exchanging information between the market partnership. So as I like I'm just want to simply disclose with this subject. So it's like this, like you just do it physically, the physical things, like come up with a certain kind of a technology. So that technologies which is we are using through the web, that is the main parts are here. You are using a technology but not in the web. So when you go to the web, that business will be more developed, right? So earlier what you do, you just normally do the business, right? There's no technology, you just do it everything manually. That manual become using a technology, some kind of a like post or maybe but not in the web. But that technology, when you're moving to the web model, so it's giving a more business and the into the competitive world and to be to sustain the market, right? So these are the differences when we are using this. So no need to by heart these things, like you should understand the concept, right? That may help you to write in your own words. Okay, so simply like it now it's more easy to understand, because like most of the people are aware of the internet right now. Everyone are now like mostly most of the people are using a mobile phone now, right? So smartphones, so they may be using lots of service through that, right? So it's more easier to understand the concept, and also when you're asking when you read the questions, it's more easy to answer for it. And please just to remember each and every keywords. What is the value web model? What is the value change model? So what are the difference between these and how it works, right? These are the things like you should more concerning with the subject, right? So yeah, so we are moving into the different sections. Okay, so a few things are like we'll be learn about it. Up to now, is there any question to ask? Hello, are you all there? Litvina, are you okay?
Okay, sir.
Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Kumari, any questions on this? Of course, it's a theory subject of like the early morning. It's more fresh mind. Hope you'll understand. And Vidyani, are you clear with this?
Yes, sir. No question.
No question. Sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Right. So let me to move the it's very interesting subject. At the same time, you should think about the terms what we are using it. Okay. So which is mostly talking about the database. Okay. So it's a database in the sense like now we have talked about the information system technologies and all, right? So mostly we come up with an information system. Where we'll store these informations? It is in a database. So there are a different approach to reach the database. Okay, so we're using a technology, that technology which is include the database as well. So we'll think about what is database first. It's a collection of data, isn't it? So now we are saying about niche markets and all. So it giving some kind of a input, right? So each and every point, let's say if you just want to have the customer relationship, supply chain management systems, right? So it has an input. If you just want to use those systems, you need to insert some kind of an input, data. That data is become a information. So that data is going to store it in a database. That database giving the information, it's giving the records to the organization, right? So we may have learned it in a technically like IT subject, how we create a database and all. So here we just mostly look at about the theoretical part and mostly in a very clear manner, right? We should understand it. So they have talked about the traditional file system or traditional database and the modern database systems, right? Mostly before I move into the subject, I just want to explain it. As far as long like particular organizations, they're using a manually, they're using a kind of a paper, that the paper has become a kind of like IT, that information system. Let's think about the now information system now. That information system, if they doesn't use in a proper manner, there will be a lot of problems to to produce the service to the customers or the suppliers, right? The database, let's say if you just want to have the particular things, let's say if you inventory, so you just having count of an inventory only, you create a database according to inventory only, so it's separate system. Now let's say another module that you want to you're going to develop another software or maybe the system to giving the service to the customer. So again, what do? You create a database, a different database, right? And again, you have to enter all the items in your service to the customer. So the database in a computer, it's one computer. So you're creating a different databases, small, like maybe like in a small portion of the models, inventory, customers, or like that. For order, you're going to order the things. So the database has divided into different sections, right? So it could be giving the redundant data, the same file, but using a different things. Again, if you're going to using a different system, again you have to create a different database. So it's keeping the number of fields, right? Then the number of records keep redundant the same informations using 2-3 times. So therefore, that we call a traditional database. That traditional database, we are just moving into the modern, right? So yeah, so as I said, like database, the database could be using in a different ways. Small module, like they are using a database again and again. Okay, so as I said, inventory, they're using a database. Let's say customers to serve the product, so they see a database again. Or maybe like if they just want to order, so they're using again the database. So see the same informations, right? But they're using the database again and again to different modules, right, or models. Okay, so if you using kind of a system, you may you cannot share the things. Lack of security will be there, right? So you have to facing more challenges to use that kind of a traditional database method, right? Let's see. A traditional computer system organizes the data in a hierarchy that starts with the bits and bytes. These are like just normal, that every computers are using bits and bytes and all. The progress fields, the records, the file, and the database. Simply the database where the data collected, processed, and disseminated by the information system to store. Okay, as I said, you collect the data and store into the database. So database of traditional computer-based information systems were structured as a set of files. Okay, so these are what is bit, byte, fields, records, and all. So actually they represent an entity in a domains of corresponding information systems. Record describe an entity in the sense like customer is an entity, product means an entity, right? So how the product and the entity, customer, how they are going to be connect, how to make the relationship between. Okay, let's see. For an example, record in a student. So now we are going to take as a student file, describe the student in terms of name. So we are talking about the fields now. So we call as an attributes. The field names are called attributes. So a student, it's an entity. It's an entity. So the entity has a name. That means student has a name, address, date of birth, contact number, right? So which we call as a attributes. Each fields we call as an attribute. Those are data we are going to enter to the system. For an example, computer-based systems handle the student informations, have such a files, a student and a course. Now they have the course as well. In the student file, they could be record the several students who registered with the institute. a record in a student file may contain several fields, such as corresponding different attributes, such a name, address, again, like, those attributes coming there, take them out. Saying again. So for any given student's field contain the value, such as John, field name, which will a representative in few bytes letters John, right? So what they are saying, like, if you just want to type J, or the modern things also they are using it. What they are trying to say is that student, they are creating a student a separate course separate. So who are registered with this course and students, let's say, like, what are the courses have taken by the particular students. In the terms of here, let's say if you just want to have a lecturer, see, again that lecturer will come here. Sometimes the lecturer and the course, they have to create a separate things. The course is created 2 times, so it's keep redundant the data, right? So issue with the traditional file system. So as I talk about the issues, the problem, what are the problem with the traditional data model? So information system based on a traditional file requires its own set of files, its own computer program and operate. It's mostly organization information systems given independently without comprehensive organization plan. So the single computer, a single platform, they may be using it. So in most of the organization, information systems are grouped independently without comprehensive organization plan. Therefore, different functions for the organization develop their own such system, which were having their own data files, master files. These master files had many overlaps in the terms of domain, the cover, the data they collect, and when they were used several years. Okay, so let's see what are the problems that you have to using it. Data redundancy and inconsistency mean friends, they duplicate the data, multiple data files when applications program use their own master files, master data file. Same data in terms of could be represent the master files and many programs. This method wastes storage space unnecessary, as well as the brought a lots of inconsistency, as the duplicate the data could be edited, updated independently in a different system. For an example, address of student could be data in item, application program, many functions, universities such as admission, welfare, results. So even the address have changed the students, there's a high changes for the change not happen in a data files, all the application programs involved, which is caused inconsistency. So if you say student, there are many students, they maybe have created many students tables. Okay, so see that same data is keep redundancy, right? So it's like duplicating the data again and again. And the program data dependency, well, let's see what does it mean. The requirements in the traditional file environment where the application program tightly coupled with a set of files, which make necessary to make the changes respective data files whenever the change done an application program. As every application program traditional files environment describe the locations and the nature of the data access any data to be right. So the same, let's say when they're going to program the data, so they have to use everywhere, they have to use the changes everywhere. It's not a single, it has a different set of files are there. So the same database have to using in a the same data is going to create a different places. Okay, and the other part, lacks of flexibility. So it's not a flexibility, it's like you could say that it's been difficult to producing ad hoc reports and responding to the unanticipated information requirement on time using data files. It's very difficult, like when you regenerate the things, like you are generating one report here, when you're going to generate another one, like same thing, you're going to it should be not matching with that. It's not giving a proper information. So you have to add with this, you have to add with the other side as well. So lots of flexibilities are there. And poor security. So it's difficult to maintenance first of all, and like when you want to see the information, you have to go here and there. It's not reliable for you. The information is not you can get a good you won't get a proper information through that traditional method. And the lack of data sharing availability. So you cannot share the data because like it's not in one place, like it is in several places. So you are getting that information here, like another information there, but doesn't match with it, and also it's not much of availability as well. So if you delete it there, it's not updated here. So it's totally like as we seen inconsistency on that. So therefore we cannot sharing the data in a proper manner. Okay, so these are the traditional methodology. So finally, like database management system, again the database management systems, it's a piece of a software. That software is organizing or maybe to create a database in a proper manner, right? We have seen lots of problems in the traditional method. That traditional, to overcome with that, right, to solve those problems, we are moving into the database system in a proper manner, which is we call as centralize the data. So it's a data, you can see here the picture. So data is here, the applications are here. All right, the applications, a logical view for the, or maybe like set of applications are there, right? So we have created a database. So through the physical database, so it's a single database. Let's say if you have the many applications are there, so like application 1, application 2, so that will be accessing these data. So the database has you can what do you say, like yeah, so you can see like it's sharing the data to the different applications. So from here we can overcome with the traditional methodology. So we can sort out the problems by using the centralized database. Okay, so that is a part here. Okay, let me to end up with the session today. So hope you all more clear, or maybe like if you have any doubt, please without hesitating, please ask me your doubts, so we can end up with the session now.
Ayola, okay? Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you
Thank you.
so much, and have a good day.